Uh, Welcome to your first YouTube and introductory channel of especially you are seeing on the screen that Pedagogy of Life Science 7 STEM. Okay, Dr. Rohan Mitai, Prarambh State Institute of Advanced Studies in Education, Jhajjar, Haryana. It is one of the premier institution uh, uh, and aims to be one of the innovative center, so it is quite at the early stage of its establishment, and we are all working very hard, you including you all their students during this lockdown period. And uh, here I would like to express that see, in the history, if we go back to the history, uh, four walls, having four walls, and is not the only sense of classroom. It came quite later on. But yes, there are if we refer to a Gurukul system. This Gurukul system is not only here, in all over the world, such in our language, in Hindi especially. Gurukul system has been quite well recognized, and one of the oldest education system known by in the human evolution of human society. And so all the human community at the time of origin, it was the way that sitting in a proper place, having in a particular a time, having together with an elder, and sitting with the childrens, having discussion of the day's experience and the past experience by the elder, and as a way of spending time together. So that is the way how it originates. So just that time, we know that okay, at least four walls was not there. It was an open area. But after that, with the development, or with the so-called society evolution of the society, many evidences are still there, where for the uh, uh, extreme level of practices, where uh, without having today's modern technology, what we are having, like internet, or more mobile technology, uh, this, all this system, modern technology. That time, maybe they might be having another types of of that time, a high level of technology. But you see, the history is quite long back, so we do not have enough evidences that to prove that there was something like that. But as a story, we used to heard that even in Mahabharata, um, someone was there who used to narrate story at the time of Mahabharata, war, to the king Dhritarashtra, because he was blind, and his Senapati used to narrate stories by sitting at just behind him, and war was happening somewhere else. So interestingly, I'm just trying to open up a thing that somehow uh, in the history of the world, whenever some disaster, either in the form of war, in the form of natural calamities, or even without that, we even heard that a teacher students relationship, for when like rishi, like sent. So exactly scientifically, the approaches are different. That's why we do not have, in terms of science, we do not, we may not have now that type of technology, because that time context is quite long back. So at that time, whenever a such thing happened, these alternatives were there. So I would like to say that these are not just the alternative. This is also a way. If we think that this is as an alternative, and thinking that this is just doing an adjustment, so the seriousness and the commitment, will be quite lacking. So if any person who want to learn something, sometimes many examples are there. Thomas Alva Edison, because of the poverty, lots of facilities he never received the way we are receiving today. But say we may say that yeah, he was a genius. That's why he could do that. But I think uh, whatever a few examples are there, but we can learn from such example. This is the way how the modern teaching learning process has been have been established. Even we have heard about the Swami Vivekanand, could listen, many things. So it may, being we are coming to a context of science, so we will try to relate in later on. So, hypothesis or making some presumption or post assumptions are, are the way to be curious to understand what are the other approaches are there. Only thing is that if we're serious, if we have a real commitment what we want to achieve, and what and how we want to contribute in our society, obviously there is always, any way, whatever the way there is, like, during this lockdown time we are having this online classes and all. But I think, almost, I request you to all that it should not be considered just as an alternative, and just doing an adjustment part. It is there, but if you have the commitment, or say there is a saying, if you have a will, there is always a way. Even I came across a story about like even Pele. Pele is one of the biggest star in the history of football culture, a game, uh, he belongs to a very remote village, and he was not having a football, so he started using playing the a fruit, one of the lemon family fruit, big one, that is I never show here, but that type of fruit, even we do have in where I belong, northeastern states of India, and we do have we did play with those fruits instead of football. I still remember at our childhood, we didn't have football at our childhood. That is why instead of that, we play with that particular fruit of a lemon family. That's a big size one. Uh, you know, uh, the joy of playing that was not less than playing a real football. That so. See, what I want to convey you is that whatever the way we entire world is suffering because of this pandemic, but we cannot ignore the ongoing process. So any approach, whatever available, we have to accept it sincerely, and we have to work hard together to achieve the goal for what we have been striving for. Okay, so we will continue in this context. Let us try to move on. Let us try to move on instead of just having anxiety. Let us try to each other, help each other, to motivate each other. Though even in my neighbor, just two house after, there is a an uh, corona positive family, and government have sealed the area, which is, I think, known as a particular zone. So okay, let us move here on the purpose for what for which purpose I have come up with this first YouTube channel of this session 2020. uh, it is quite late already, and uh, even your final semester, day two, and all you, along with you all, already we know that when this uh, coronavirus came, and then everything has changed, and many changes are coming up, but being conscious being, we have to work hard, and we have to keep up with the positive hope. So let us spread positivism among us. Here in this context, now I would like to bring you that pedagogy of life science. So I share with a few of students of other institutions on their requests. So in this, particularly this paper, this pedagogy of life science. Here, first of all, I would like to share that, see, the word pedagogy and life, not directly life science, okay, life, then science. I think I must keep it with different colors. Science, let us keep life with better, it will be better with yes, let us try like this. Pedagogy of life science. In the syllabus, it is, I think, teaching of life science. Let us go to the syllabus so that before we begin to, go into the details of our course of the study, having experience of that. Before that, let us go through the, what is there in the curriculum actually. So this is a teaching of life science. Okay, teaching of life science is a older version, but to nowadays it is uh, called as pedagogy of life science. So pedagogy of life science is your paper of MDU University, and that is 7.2.6. It carries 50 marks, external 40, internal 10, and we know what have to do in the following two, for all this remaining part. Here, I would like to bring you in attention that these notes of paper setters, this is very important. Objectives of the paper is very important. Before we go through any other, directly detail into the content part, we must go through the objective of that particular paper. Say, let us start with this. The first objective here is pupil teacher would be able to develop awareness about the developments in the area of teaching and learning of life science at the national and the international level. This is the first objective. So this is actually, this part is called the curriculum part. How this thing has come, I will come later on according to your content part in this curriculum. Then the next is that this is common. Pupil teachers means you, okay, my dear students. Uh, so you will be able to develop competencies in the prospective teachers related to life science at the lower secondary level with specific reference to Indian school condition, which means that actually lower secondary means up to class 10, especially in the B.Ed program. It is expected that you are going to become a TGT, and for after you have a master degree in your concerned subjects, principal subjects, then you will have that you can go for the PGT. There are other conditions too. In this paper, another objective is to orient the prospective teachers in specific educational aspects of science. See, I think I copy it from a PDF file. Sometime when we copy it from PDF file, it happens. So to orient the prospective teachers in specific educational aspect of science and technology, for example, general concept of life science, aims and objectives of life science, pedagogical analysis of content in life science at our secondary level, transaction of contents, methods of teaching, evaluation, etc. And last objective is to enable the prospective teachers, means you again, okay, this prospective teachers means pupil teacher, uh, you. you will be able to actually as a prospective teachers to be this curriculum says that after we have an experience of this curriculum in this semester, you will be able to become an effective teachers in order to perform the required roles as a life science teacher under Indian school condition. The very important part is under Indian school conditions. Uh, why this is like that? Parallelly, while discussing on the video classroom, we will discuss all these things. And uh, so these are the objectives. Okay, my dear friends, these are the objectives. And we have already started discussion about this particular about this curriculum, and we have already entered into the context of the content area of this curriculum, which normally you recognize as a syllabus. Long I mean, many things are there to be discussed. uh, Lots of, see, whenever I copy from just to make it one page only actually. Otherwise in full syllabus curriculum it is quite lengthy. uh, yeah, in the first two episodes I will try to summarize the whatever we have discussed during the video conference class. After that, my YouTube channel for you, especially for you, will have divisions, that few contents which are very relevant to reflect on the YouTube channel, so that you can listen anytime, you can view anytime if needed. Sometimes some of the during the YouTube classes some demonstration may comes up whenever the curriculum demands. Until then we have a face-to-face classroom. Even I think even if we have a video face-to-face classroom in the near future, once this lockdown is over, especially for education, still uh, I will I would like to prefer to maintain this video YouTube channel to assist you, normal other more than the normal classroom in the face-to-face classroom. So first, uh, two maximum two or three episodes will be the summarization of whatever the discussion we have come across during the video conference. But here in this particular session, this is just introduction episode. I welcome you in my YouTube channel. I request you to take part seriously and sincerely, and at the same time the bifurcation between the YouTube channel and the video class and all, you will be able to recognize that. At the same time, radio channel, Google Classroom, you have to actively participate. Okay, this is my humble request. So because without your support it is impossible to proceed the to bring the progress in the system, and I hope you will enjoy. So this is my welcome first episode. Welcome to the YouTube channel. Thank you very much.